I'm Sarah Stubbs.
And I'm Hannah Dunbar.
And this is UFTV News. On March 17th, the University of Findlay announced an academic partnership with the Cleveland Browns. UF President Catherine Fell and a handful of Findlay students and faculty spent their St. Patrick's Day in Berea to seal the deal and meet with Browns President Alex Scheiner and other Cleveland Browns leaders. This partnership will offer approximately 10 scholarships for University of Findlay students to compete for each year. The first UF interns will begin working this summer. Applications are now live and due Friday, March 20th by 5 p.m. Go to www.findlay.edu/BrownsEdge for more information.
The University of Findlay men's track and field team traveled to Birmingham, Alabama to compete in the Division II NCAA Track and Field National Championship. There were 11 track team members that qualified. The combined score of all of the athletes who participated earned the Oilers a second-place finish.
5 sexual assault nurse examiners, or SANE nurses, now serve at the Cosiano Health Center. The Director of Health Services, Julie Yingling, and the trained nurses underwent 40 hours of training and were certified in May of 2014. The SANE nurses are available at the health center 24/7 for students, according to Matt Bruscotter, Assistant Dean of Environmental Safety, Security, and Emergency Management. Bruscotter said a card with the nurse's information and cell phone number will be put on the mirrors of every bathroom on campus. Doing this will make information about the SANE nurses easily accessible for all students. Let's check in with Alyssa with sports.
Thanks, Sarah. A lot has been going down on the sports side of things, so let's get to it. The University of Findlay men's and women's indoor track and field teams have finished up their season on a high note as they sent 16 athletes to the 2015 NCAA Division II National Championship in Birmingham, Alabama. The men's team finished as the national runner-up with 40 points, their highest finished ever, while the women took 16th place with 14 points. All-American senior Justin Welch, who just received National Field Athlete of the Year, he also took home his second consecutive national championship in the weight throw. Senior Pam Showman was a national qualifier in the event in 2013 and in 2014, but was finally able to capture All-American honors by finishing 6th in the event this season. She ended her performance by having a total of 3,840 points, which breaks her own record at the University of Findlay. Junior Lydia Guagenti competed in her second consecutive NCAA championship in the high jump, and after finishing outside the top 8 last year, had a phenomenal showing. Guagenti cleared the height of 5 feet 9 inches on her first attempt, soaring into the Findlay record books and earning All-American as a runner-up in the event. That height broke her old school record that was set earlier this season by 0.75 inches. Now on to what's happening on the diamond. The University of Findlay baseball team has won their last 2 games, and on Wednesday, March 18th, they had their home opener. They hosted and defeated the Urbana Blue Knights and used a big fourth inning, which propelled the home team to a 7-0 win. Both teams traded zeros back and forth until the bottom of the 4th inning, which began with a single from Troy Merriman. After that, Miguel Valdez singled, moving Merriman to second. Kevin Schrock then singled, scoring Merriman for the first run of the game. But the Oilers weren't done yet. The Oilers led 5-0 after 4 innings. Colin Grissard ended up picking up the win for the Oilers as he pitched 7 strong innings. The Oilers are now 5-10 on the year, and they will swing back into action on Saturday, March 21st, when they take on the Lake Erie Storm at 1 p.m. On the other side of the diamond, the Lady Oilers softball team has also won its last 2 games. The University of Findlay women's softball team swept a doubleheader against Cedarville University, which took place on Tuesday, March 17th in Cedarville, Ohio. The Oilers won their first game, which was a dramatic come-from-behind victory, 6-5, and won the second game, avoiding a comeback from Cedarville, 5-4, to give them a 10-7 record on the season. In the first game, Jenna Inman started the game on the mound for the Oilers. She gave up 3 earned runs and struck out 1 hitter in 4 innings of play. Chelsea McManaway took over on the mound for the final 3 innings and gave up no runs and struck out 5 hitters to earn the victory. The Oilers were down 5-0 as they headed into the 6th inning. Then, in the top of the 6th inning, the Oiler bats caught fire, and they went on a scoring spree with 6 runs in the inning to take the lead in the game. That scoring spree led the Oilers to a claiming victory in the contest. Megan Turner had 2 singles and 1 run batted in, while Morgan Arnold finished the game with 1 single, 1 run batted in, and 1 run scored. Chelsea McManaway would start things off the second game for the Oilers. She gave up 3 runs while also striking out 3. Bonnie Zappatelli came on in relief, giving up only 1 run and striking out 3. The Oilers were up 4-0 going into the 5th inning, but Cedarville would go on to score 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th to tie things up. The Oilers regained the lead in the top of the 6th inning when Madison Arnold tripled to right center. She drove in Katie Dunphy for the run which led to the victory. The Oilers will be back in action on Saturday, March 21st for their home opener as they take on Madonna University for a doubleheader beginning at 1 p.m. Now let's move on to lacrosse. The University of Findlay women's lacrosse team captured their first victory on the season with a commanding 20-4 win over Urbana University. The win gives the Oilers a 1-4 record on the season. The Oilers jumped out to an 11-2 lead at the half and then outscored the Blue Knights by a 9-2 margin in the final period. Junior Sarah Langton led the team with 6 goals, 6 ground balls, 5 draw controls, and 3 caused turnovers. Freshman Olivia Sherman had 5 goals and 4 ground balls, while freshman Maddie Brown scored 3 goals. Freshman Rachel Heath took the win after allowing only 2 goals in the contest. The Oilers will now be off for a week, but they will return to Donnell Stadium on March 24th for a game against Notre Dame, Ohio College. For U.S. Sports, I'm Alyssa Griebenkamp. Now back to you guys.
In other local news, on March 28th, from 1 to 4 p.m., you can invite bats into your yard by building a bat house at the Oakwoods Nature Preserve. Participants will work with park staff to assemble a 14 by 24-inch bat house. Building kits and tools will be provided by the park staff. The Oakwoods Nature Preserve is located at 1400 Oakwoods Lane off West Sandusky Street, west of Findlay.
Thanks for watching UFTV News. I'm Sarah Stubbs.
I'm Hannah Dunbar.
We'll see you next time.